Hello everyone, the FC analyst here. I know that FC24 is coming to an end and a lot of you guys are simply waiting for FC25. But what I realized is that a lot of you guys are still playing the game and trying to improve so you can get those higher ranks in FC25. So that's why today I bring you the 4-2-3-1 second variation formation, which is honestly a great formation if you're trying to learn a new game, and transitioning into FC25 can be easier if you play with this formation right now. Now the 4-2-3-1 second formation is very similar to the 4-4-1-1 formation, but with two CDMs, which makes it better in defense. A wide LM and an RM really help you achieve that width in your attack so you can pass the ball down the wings and make use of the width of the pitch. Because like I've discussed several times, the defense of your opponent and even your own is dense down the middle. So what do? You use the width. Because obviously when there are a lot of players in the middle, it will leave spaces on the sides. So having two wide players will help you achieve that width. And you can run down the wings and maybe make a cross into your striker or play in a triangle using your CDMs or your cam to really make things tough for your opponent. And like we have discussed, passing in triangles is the best way to pass. So the 4-2-3-1 second formation is a great balanced formation if you're looking to keep the ball while still having fun while you attack. And this is, let's just say, another variation of the 4-4-2 formation, which I've said before is a great neutral formation which has been evergreen since the last few FIFAs. So if you want something similar, something more defensive, the 4-2-3-1-2 is a great formation for you guys. Now that being said, let's have a look at the custom tactics. Now our defensive style will be as always balanced. I've always said it, I'll say it again. Every other defensive style has its pros and cons. Pressure on heavy touch, if you do not win the ball back, it will leave gaps in your defense and any good player will definitely exploit it. Similar for press after possession loss, just too risky. If you don't win the ball back, similar consequences to pressure on heavy touch. Constant pressure, very high risk, and the reward is not that high. So, like always, keep it at balanced, keep it in the middle. Our defensive width is going to be 45. Why 45? Because like I discussed a minute ago, we want it to be compact in the middle. You could even go with something like 40. The attacks are the most dangerous when they are from the middle. If you allow your opponent to freely make those passes on the edge of your box, and you will be conceding some very easy goals. So keep it narrow, keep it either 40 or 45. The depth, what I suggest at this point in FC24, let's not play the high depths, the 71, the 100 depths. The reason for that is there might be no auto offside traps in FC25. So playing any depth above 71 just doesn't make sense. 62 depth is still good. It still gives you the AI press while not making things too risky. Because like I've discussed earlier, if the depth is too high and your opponent manages to make a run through, it simply means some easy goals for them. So 62 is what I suggest. Build up play, well, no experimenting, just keep it at balanced. At this point there's simply no point in playing around with different build up plays. Now our chance creation, I want you guys to experiment a little with this one. Because we at this point do not know how FC25 is going to be. Like we know, direct passing has been the go-to, it has been the classic. But we do not know how things will turn up in FC25. You can maybe play it at balanced, because like I've discussed earlier, playing things at balanced at this stage is probably a good idea. Because it is probably the best way to transition into FC25. You do not want to abuse the meta at this point, because you do not know if the meta will be present in the next games. So balanced or direct passing. Our offensive width, we will keep it at 45. Nothing too fancy here. Since we already have those wide LM and RM, we do not need any extra width in our attack. So 45 width is just about right. Our players in the box, keep it balanced, keep it 5 players in the box. Corners, you could either do 2 or I would suggest 1 corners and 1 free kicks. Now your favorite part, the instructions. Our striker will be everything at balanced, everything will be default. Our cam will be everything at default and his defensive support will be comeback on defense. Similarly, our LM and RM will be everything at default while their defensive support will be comeback on defense. Now, one of our CDMs will be balanced everything, while his defensive positioning will be cover center, while our other CDM will be attacking support comeback on defense as well as cover center. Our left back will be everything at default, while his run type will be overlap. We want him to make those overlapping runs on the outside. Lastly, a right back will be stay back while attacking, everything else will stay at default. Now that's about it guys. Like I said, at this point do not abuse the meta. Play the game like you're playing it the first time. Keep a beginner's mindset. Because like we know, there were several things like passing into your wingers then tapping down into your striker. That was meta. The L1 triangle low passes were meta. So there were several things that were meta in this game, but they might not be meta in FC25. So you want to play basic football. You want to just make those triangular passes, pass into your striker, and try to score those simple goals without exploiting the meta. Similarly, in your defense, do not use those fancy higher depths. Just keep it simple, defend like you used to. And hopefully in FC25 you can achieve those higher ranks. Thank you so much for watching.